So in this video we're going to be looking at the Alpine stitch. So this is a lovely textured stitch which is worked in single crochet, double crochet and front post double crochet. So hopefully you can see the texture here. So we're going to jump straight into the tutorial now. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at the Alpine stitch. So to start this stitch we need to work in any chain of odd numbers. So go ahead and create your foundation chain. For this tutorial I've chained 17, so I'm going to get started with you today with my 17 stitches. So to get started we're going to work in, on the first row we're going to work in double crochets. This is a US term. In UK this is known as a treble crochet, but for this tutorial I'll be working in US terms. So we're going to create a double crochet in that third chain from the hook, so skip 2 and do a double crochet in there. Now this row is really easy. We're just going to make a double crochet in each chain along all the way to the end. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert, yarn over, pull through 2 and continue to pull through 2 all the way to the end. When you get to the end I'll meet you back and we'll move on to the next row together. So once we have our row of double crochets, we are not counting this chain 2 as our turning chain, we're not counting that as a stitch, so you should have 15 stitches on there. So to move on to the next row we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and another very simple row we are just going to create single crochets. So in the UK this is known as a double crochet into each space. So including that first stitch there, that first space, just going to create single crochets all the way along, and again I'll meet you back at the end. So once we've completed our row of single crochets we need to move on to our next row. So as long as you've remembered not to do a single crochet into the top of your turning chain, then you're heading in the right direction. Chain 2 here and turn your work. Now we need to start each double crochet row with a chain 2, so just remember that for next time. And we're going to be working into the top of our stitches here of our single crochet rows and also around our double crochets from 2 rows below, so 1, 2 rows below. So our first stitch goes into this one here in our single crochet row, and it's just a double crochet. Pop that in there in your first stitch, and your second stitch is a front post double crochet, and that will go around this double crochet here. So this, your turning chain doesn't count, so this is your first double crochet, which this double crochet you've just completed will line up with. So you need to go into your next double crochet stitch, which is this one, and we're going to be working a front post double crochet. So if you pull your stitch apart a bit and you go behind that post like that, then you're going to complete a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn out from behind that post. Now you want to pull the yarn up a bit because this pattern has a tendency to curl, and to stop that we need to be looser with our tension or use a bigger crochet hook. So in this instance I'm pulling my yarn up so I'm a bit looser. And complete your double crochet as normal. Now we need to work into our next single crochet space, which will be this one just here. If we look from behind we can see that we've skipped this stitch here and we're working into the next one, which is this one. So we're going to yarn over and do a double crochet into that space, and then we are skipping this double crochet from below and working a front post double crochet around the next double crochet here. So you're using every other stitch if you want to think of it like that, and that's easier to get going. So done our front post double crochet, we're going to do another double crochet into our next available single crochet space, and then we're going to skip this double crochet here and work around this one for a front post double crochet. Remember to pull your yarn up a little bit to create that slack, and continue. So you're going to continue that way all the way to the end, and when you get there I'll meet you back and we'll move on to the next row. So I thought we could finish this row together. So I've done a double crochet here, and my next stitch is going to be a front post double crochet, which will go around this one here. So skipping this one and around that one. So around that one there, and then my last double crochet stitch is going to be into the very last stitch of that row, just there. And that is the row is complete. So to move on to the next row is going to be a row of single crochets. So we are going to chain one, turn our work, so we're looking at the wrong side of our work, into that very first stitch for a single crochet, and then create a single crochet in every single stitch along the row until you get to the end. Okay, so we're starting another double crochet row. So we want to chain two and turn our work. And last time we did a double crochet into the first stitch, which we are going to do again, and then we did a front post double crochet. We want to alternate this row from that row, so we are going to continue with another double crochet in the next stitch, and then we are going to do a front post double crochet around this one here. So these are our front post double crochets from the last row, and we are working around this one here. And then we are going to work another double crochet on our single crochet row, and again work a double crochet around this one here. So we're skipping this one because this is our front post double crochet from the row before, and we're working into this one. So now that the pattern is building a bit, it will be easier to see where your stitches should be, and you can change colour at the end of each row after your single crochet rows. So at the end of your single crochet rows is probably the best place in this pattern to change colours to give you a really nice visual effect. I'll finish this row and I'll meet you back at the end just to show you how to carry on. So when you're coming to the end of this row, you will have done your front post double crochet and then probably seen that you've got two of your single crochet spaces left. Just like at the beginning, you want to put two double crochet into those stitch spaces there. So one double crochet and two double crochet, and that will set you up nicely for when you create your next row of Alpine stitch. So chain one and turn, create a row of single crochet, and then you can repeat the pattern. So you can rewind the video and repeat the pattern to create your make.